So, what's been going on?
Well, Mia, she's my upstairs neighbor. She's been very loud recently and it's gotten to a point that it's very annoying.
In RA training, we learned about this process called the UMD Restorative Justice Alternative Resolution Process. Have you heard of it?
No, I don't think so. What's that?
It's an alternative to the normal conduct process, and it's available to students on and off campus. Would you like to try it?
Yeah, I'd be open to it.
Restorative philosophy is a holistic, community-based way of learning, thinking, being, working, and interacting. The philosophies that guide these principles come from indigenous and spiritual traditions from across the globe. Through UMD's Restorative Justice Alternative Resolution process, we can both hold someone accountable and encourage their growth and learning while supporting the person who was harmed.
When someone negatively impacts others or causes harm to others, this is an indicator that something is off balance in the community. While retributive justice focuses on determining if a policy was broken and tries to assess what the responsible person deserves, restorative justice, or RJ for short, focuses on how to support the person impacted and how the student that caused harm can make it right and regain the community's trust.
Healthy restorative communities are understood in 3 tiers. First, strengthening relationships and connections. Second, responding to harm when it happens. And third, helping community members reintegrate after time away. The RJ-ARP process falls in Tier 2, which is meant to respond to conflict and repair harm.
Let's see an example of how UMD uses the Tier 2 process. Step 1. The incident is reported and a disciplinary case is opened. Step 2. The person who caused the harm, or the responding student in this process, will attend a preliminary interview with staff where they are given the option of RJ-ARP if they are eligible.
In order for a student to be eligible, the responding student must acknowledge that they have caused harm. It is important to remember that all individuals have to agree to take part in the process and can opt out at any point.
Step 3. If RJ-ARP is chosen, RJ facilitators will meet separately in pre-circle conferences with the person responding, the person affected by harm, and other parties. The pre-circle conference meetings include what to expect in the circle conference, education and support on the underlying issues, reflection, and connection to resources. Questions and concerns that participants bring up in these meetings will help the circle conference adapt to each participant's needs.
Step 4. Then all participants meet together in the circle conference that takes place in the following phases. In the introduction, the circle will begin with a welcome and setting of expectations, as well as grounding techniques and land acknowledgement to center participants and create a safe space for sharing and connections.
Then, RJ facilitators will guide the group through questions that allow participants to share what happened from their perspective. This allows the group to identify the harm that was caused and the needs that must be met to repair the harm.
Again, I can let things go, but I think it's just really frustrating because I had a final to study for and I didn't do well in it. And I feel like that's probably because of that, because there's a big party going on. And I really need to do well in that class. And I just feel like it's kind of like a lose-lose situation and there's nothing I can do.
Leandra hasn't been spending a lot of time in her apartment lately. That's how I knew something was up.
So I threw a big party to celebrate the end of the finals for me and my friends and practice my DJing. I really was just thinking about myself and I didn't really mean it to impact anyone, but again, I wasn't really thinking that hard about it, I guess, for someone else.
Step 5. During the circle conference, a plan is drafted to repair these harms, support the person impacted, and prevent future harm. The plan is created with group consensus and includes input from all participants in the circle. This is what we call a resolution plan.
With the creation of the resolution plan, the circle is closed and everyone involved completes an assessment about their experience. Step 6. At this point, the person responding completes the different aspects of their resolution plan in the agreed upon time frame. Once they finish the plan, the case is void and we celebrate their success. There is no disciplinary record as long as the person who caused harm completes the resolution plan.